you spent a lot of money testing, but then you've had some one successful store or a few, just like
one successful store.
So how long did it take you to come across that winner?
So,
how did you find that winner as well?
Right, yeah. So the problem that I had was when I first started Shopify, I had no clue what click-through rate was, what ROAS was, what any of these metrics were. So when I was messaging you, asking for advice, you were asking me, what's your ROAS, what's your click-through rate? I had no clue what any of this meant. I was like, I had no clue. Whereas when I went into Etsy, I learned all of this, which then I applied to Shopify. But so I tested a bunch of products, like gimmicky ones, didn't work. But whilst I was testing them gimmicky products, I had an idea. So I was always looking into contactless like business cards. So I always wanted to like go to these networking events, and when I'm networking with someone, rather than giving like a paper business card, I was thinking if I could have an NFC one, it's more cool, it stands out more, and they'll get their attention more. So then from there, I thought it would be a really good idea to make these for businesses, for like Google reviews. So the brand that I came up with is called Tap Reviews, which is publicly out there. And that's what I started with, and made a few basic UGC videos to begin with, started running them on Facebook, and it just popped. Like with the first £10, as you say, I saw success from it. But this was after all of them gimmicky losses. So I had this in the background, but I wasn't putting attention into it because I thought it's going to require so much more development than I thought. So I thought, let me stick to these gimmicky products, but none of them work. I wasted TikTok ads, especially. It absolutely rinsed me. Whereas Facebook, you can kind of tell when it's going to work and when it doesn't. But TikTok, it was just spending.
Yeah,
it was just pure spend.
Spends really quickly. It's kind of interesting. You just almost thought of the product. Like it's just like you just imagined it, and then you just were able to create it. And that's a really kind of interesting way of doing it. So before you've done that, like what kind of things? I know we've done a previous podcast. We probably mentioned it in the previous podcast.